Hello, everybody. Hello, YouTube tribe. Hello, new people. We're going to talk about healing ancestral sexual trauma. Okay, we're going to talk about why. We're going to talk about how. We're going to talk about what happens if you don't heal it. At the end, I'm going to give you 3 ways that you can heal sexual trauma. So stick around to the end, sexual ancestral trauma. But we're also going to talk about how you know that maybe you need to heal ancestral sexual trauma. Okay, so let's get into it. This is a really important topic. This month of October, I'm talking about healing, ways of really healing. I have so many videos that get into different ways of exploring sexuality, moving forward, ways of exploring, including threesomes and swinging, and then I have ways of connecting to your desire and relationship related type of videos, and a variety of videos about orgasm. But all of that can be very difficult if you are not healing yourself around your sexual energy, your sexual being, and potentially you may have to do some healing around your ancestral sexual energetic line. So I thought this was going to be a really, really awesome month because I want to help you with your healing. I want to help you open up and feel alive again, moving forward in your sexual life. So first of all, what is ancestral sexual healing? What is ancestral healing? What ancestral healing is looking back into your past, your very distant past as well. So your grandmothers, your grandmother's grandmother, your grandmother, grandparents, and back into the far past, and healing the trauma that has happened during that time. Now, trauma can include some physical trauma, sexual abuse of some sort, but it can also include beliefs around sex that were very strong and held on to in your past. I keep saying the past is here. The past is over here, over the left. That's your past. So beliefs about sex, about sexuality, about being a sexual being, about expressing yourself sexually, those beliefs, all of those things that people talked about and thought about and created that you may still be holding on to now. Okay, you want to go forward, you want to make changes, but you're still stuck in some of those beliefs, or you're still stuck in something very traumatic that might have happened in the far past. And that energy, which got locked in the past in some part of your ancestral heritage, has never really been truly healed. Okay, it's never really been truly looked at and opened and loved and then healed. So let's get that. So that's basically what it is. Okay, so it's looking back into the ancestral and what has been going on in my ancestry that is potentially holding me back from moving forward. This is if in particular, if you've done a lot of work already healing in your present life and you don't have anything that you can think of that maybe is that anything that was sexually abusive or sexually assaultive or anything like that within your present life, maybe even your parents, you're maybe not quite sure, maybe there's something there that you need to find out about, but then it could be something that goes back even farther than that. So that is what we're going to be talking about, healing that energy way back there, so that the energy now is more loving and healing and can allow you to go forward. So why do we need to do this? Why do we need to do ancestral sexual healing? The main reason why is because we get blocked. Okay, so what happens? We get blocked. We get blocked from moving forward in our sexual lives. We don't know why we can't can't enjoy, we can't find the pleasure, we can't move forward. We tried maybe a number of different things, techniques and ways of feeling, and tried to shift the way we think, but something is still blocking us from really opening up to our glorious, blissful sexual life. So we think, well, okay, so maybe there's something that's even farther in the past that's affecting me. And it can be thought of like a capsule, like a little capsule of some sort of energetic capsule that is within your energetic being, that's locked in, that has been there for a very long time, and that you have carried forward from your ancestors. So because the healing hasn't taken place, it's been passed to the next generation and to the next generation and to you. And you're still holding on to it. You're holding on to it energetically, just like we hold on to and we pick up things that are genetic from our families. We can also pick up and hold on to things that are energetic. So you may be holding on to this little capsule. You don't even know that you are, and you need to heal it so that you can move forward. So this is a big reason why, because you until you actually go through all of these different healing ways of healing, and I'm going to be talking about other ways of sexual healing in other videos in October. Until you fully look at all the possibilities, you may be difficult to move forward. So why not just go into this a little bit and think about, is it something that's happened from the past that's holding me back? You know, and if you can locate something and you can start to heal some of those things, you will feel the reverberations. You will open those capsules, will release the energy from those capsules, enable you to go forward. Not only when you do this kind of healing do you release the energy from the capsule within you, and you can go forward, but that also helps all of your past ancestry heal as well. It reverberates. You know, energy is a reverberation. Energy carries through, and it's always in existence. I mean, you can still have that energetic connection to your ancestors from the past. So as you heal, they will also feel that healing, and it corrects this beautiful line of healing that not only from the past, but then the generations coming forward can move forward without holding on to these trauma capsules. Okay, so it's really a beautiful way to give to yourself to move forward in your sexual being, your sexual life, but also to people within your life, within your family that are moving forward into the future. So super important, super beautiful and necessary way of healing all of who we are in all of these other realms of consciousness. So what happens when we don't heal these ancestral lines, these ancestral sexual traumatic capsules, or that I've been talking about, whether it's, you know, abuse or beliefs or whatever they happen to be, but these locked in energetic capsules? What if we don't heal these things? They basically remain stuck and locked within you. And as you continue, as you have your own progeny, your own children, your own family lines that continue, they will continue to hold on to these energies. Okay, they will continue to hold on to the energy, and it will continue to be held on until someone decides that, okay, it's time to heal this. It's time to open this capsule. It's time to release it, to bring more love here, to change the way that we've been holding on to this particular energy, and to move forward in a very different way. So if you don't, you remain stuck. You remain locked in to that energetic state. Okay. Now, how do you know that you might need to heal some kind of ancestral sexual trauma? Well, one, you are feeling really stuck in your movement forward as a sexual being. You're feeling there's a lot of anxiety that comes up when some kind of sexual connection takes place, or maybe when you have to talk about sex or you connect with someone intimately, you feel a lot of stress and anxiety and nervousness, and you're not really sure what is going on there. Maybe you've never been able to connect to anybody intimately, and so you're not it's not clear what's happening there. You've maybe done some counseling and some therapy, but you haven't, and there hasn't, anything hasn't really come up. So maybe there is something that's locked that's even farther in the past. So you have to really look at where you are now, what you feel now, how your intimate and sexual life has been moving forward. Are you happy? Are you at a happy sexual place? Are you feeling comfortable around sexuality, about your own sexual body? Are you connecting intimately and able to explore and open up easily with your partner? If you're not, then you need some healing. You need to do some healing around the sexual. So it could potentially be some healing around your ancestral sexual connections. And I personally think that we all need to heal our ancestral sexual connections. I'm going to get into this now because what kind of ancestral sexual locks are we holding on to? Unfortunately, there are a lot. Okay, there are a lot, because for many, many generations, sex has been taboo. Sex has been cut off, locked down, repressed, and we have been really cut off from our own sexual bodies for a very, very long time. It's kind of started around the Inquisition, so a long time. So because of that, within that and that past, and not only within us being locked in what we believe about sex. So let's say, for example, you have ancestors that have these very strong beliefs that sex is only about procreation, and any other kind of pleasure-based sex, not even knowing, they probably had no even idea about this idea of pleasure, but if you feel pleasure around sexuality, if you want sex for pleasure, then there's something seriously wrong with you. You're a blasphemous person, and it's bad. It's a bad, and you feel heavy guilt around that. So here's some ancestors that are locked into that. This is an example I want to give you. A client that I worked with that felt a lot of shame and a lot of guilt when they would even partially enjoy something sexual or feel something sexual, and they would feel so guilty for feeling that. Now, they came from, somewhat healthy sexual environment. Certainly not. It wasn't repressive. It was in a progressive country of the world. But still, they had this really heavy guilt and blaming themselves for feeling pleasure. So we tapped it back by talking about where they came, where their heritage was from, and going back into the ancestry and finding that they did have ancestors during a very repressive time, that sexuality in the family was never discussed. There was a certain episode that they remembered they were told about from their grandmother, not necessarily sexual, but about, not specific sexual, because their grandmother was not even able to talk about sex, of course, but about being very closed off as a woman, unable to express herself as a woman with her partner, having to kind of lock herself in all the time and being very composed. So we went back there and we went into this ancestral belief about sex is bad, sex is awful, sex is naughty, sex is only for reproduction, procreation, not for pleasure, and you were not allowed to express, this is a woman actually, not allowed, or you should not express your sexual desires and feelings. Otherwise, you were considered extremely well, I want to use the word slutty, but extremely out of control of who you are, and it was extremely bad to even have those feelings. And we unlocked that capsule and healed that and said it's okay now. It's a loving process, that it's a loving feeling that you can have. It's okay to enjoy your sexuality. It's okay to move forward and feel pleasure in your body. And we did a little ceremony around that. I did some talking with them and opening up that capsule to heal within, heal the ancestors. We called the ancestors in to join us to talk about how we want to change this belief, and started to open up that capsule, that energetic capsule that was locked in, so that this person could breathe again, and they could feel more pleasure, could feel bliss, could let go of the guilt and the shame. And it had a profound effect on this person's life, profound effect moving forward. They were able to, over a period of a number of months, then feel more relaxed around sex, be able to open up more, be able to discuss it more easily. So it can have a very profound effect on you, and then it reverberates into the past, and it will reverberate into the future as well. So those are the kinds of things, like that is a very specific type of belief, and that exists in a very large way. And I think this is a big part of why we still hold on. This is one example, but many people hold on to this particular, these feelings of shame and guilt around feeling and wanting pleasure in their sexual lives. So we need to heal these ancestral traumas and wounds. It can get more extreme than that, where there was some serious sexual abuse that took place. Maybe it was during a war. Maybe it was within the family, because women didn't have a lot of rights or ability to talk about it or come forth. I mean, even now that's the situation, but it's opening more and more, and there's more support for women and men as well who are sexually abused. But there wasn't support for people in the past. It was, you were actually blamed if family members had any kind of connection with you sexually. You were the blame, or if you were approached, if you were abused sexually from an outsider. So that kind of trauma locks into the body and stops us from moving forward. So it's so important to heal this sexual trauma. So yeah, that's a couple of examples, and one of the ways that we can heal. I'm going to talk now just because we're getting long here, but talk about 3 ways that you can heal on your own and with a guide or a healer. So the first 2 are ways that you can maybe possibly do it on your own if you already know that there's something from your past, or you feel this shame and guilt around pleasure and sexuality. If you're feeling really trapped in being able to move forward sexually, you could do some of your own ancestral healing. And how you could do that is, the first way is, you can set up a little ceremony for yourself. This is all energetic healing, so you have to really believe that this is possible and go into it like an exploration, an experiment, and go into it really honestly, because you got to try all these different kinds of ways so that you can move forward and open up. So why not do some ancestral healing? So set up a ceremony, call in your ancestors, call in your guides, if you have guides and angels, or whoever you have that is around supporting you in a more etherical way, and bring them all into your ceremony. Maybe light some candles, create the ceremony any way that you want that feels profound to you. It could be elaborate, it could be very simple. I usually light candles, maybe some incense, usually have some music that feels very relaxing and ethereal to sort of bring in spirit. I also have a shaman drum that I like to use to really bring in the heartbeat of the ancestors, bring in the connection with the ancestors. And we heal by bringing forth the intention that we would like now in the present, and giving love to the ancestor, giving love to your ancestors and saying, we're now moving forward and changing this belief. We're going to open up to something very different in our lives. I heal my connection to my sexual. I heal it now to move forward saying that my sexual is of a blissful, pleasurable nature, and I let go of all shame and guilt. It does not exist for me anymore, and it's not necessary, because sex is a pleasurable act. Sex is a natural way of being. Okay, so you can go into some kind of a ceremony like that and just really feel it in your body. Create a chant of some sort, a mantra. I will post a chant mantra below that you could use to heal any kind of sexual beliefs that have existed from the past, and heal them so that you can move forward. So that's one way, creating the ceremony. Another way is, and that ceremony can be used even if you have no idea what ancestors of yours believed or where they're from or anything, or you don't want to really go back into that. I can tell you now that there are a lot of sexual ancestral traumas that exist around beliefs, so you can just do it, and you will feel a profound change and forward movement in your sexual connection. But you can also, maybe you do know something from the past. Maybe it's something around a sexual abusive situation. Maybe it's something around a belief that was very strong within your culture, your religion, and from your past, within your ancestral life. And you know that moment, or you've heard the story of that moment, that incident. So then you can go into that moment because you know it, and you need to, get yourself into sort of a meditative state, a quiet place. And again, it always helps to, light a candle of some sort, creating it kind of ceremonial, because it is energetic. And just close your eyes and think back to that moment, and bring a lot of love into that moment, and bring a lot of your own personal present healing into that moment, because you want to have that change. And feel that changing, feel your ancestors taking in the love, knowing that you are now here in the present, able to offer the love that they needed at that moment, that they wanted, that they so desired, but had no idea how to access, and give them the full-on love and energy support that you have. Okay, and just spend some time, 10 minutes or something, 15 minutes, offering that love to that particular moment that you know. And then release it and move forward with a beautiful intention for your future, for the future belief that you want to exist. Again, I'll have something posted below about that if you need some help. So then just close your little ceremony and see what kind of vibrational reverberations happen within your life. Okay. It will have a profound effect. It does have a profound effect, and I've seen it many, many times have a profound effect in people's lives. So it's definitely worth trying and doing. The third way, of course, is to connect with somebody who does ancestral sexual trauma healing or ancestral healing of some sort. I am doing that. I do that with my clients. I know how important it is. That's why I'm talking about it now, and I've been doing it for many years with clients. I've never really talked about it here on my YouTube channel, but I understand the importance of this, and I'm offering it now. If you need some help, if you would like some support around this, then contact me, and we can set up a ceremony for you, a personalized ceremony, so that I can help you and lead you through. We can set up it can be something that's done online, and I can send my energy with you and help you create the ceremony, and then we can work on letting go what it is that you need to let go. Heal and love what it is that needs to be healed and loved, and let it go, see it release, see the capsule opening, and see your own being moving forward in a new, more pleasurable, happier, more joyful sexual existence, right? So there we go. It's a big topic. It's a beautiful topic. It's such a healing place that you can go, that's possible for everybody to experience and incorporate within their life. And so if you need some assistance, please contact me. I would love to be there for you. This is what I do. I change the energy from shame and misalignment and trauma into joy and love and pleasure, so we can really love who we are sexually and know that that energy, it's so important to how we feel. It's our life force energy, right? It's the life force of our being. So thank you very much for coming today. I will be having another video next week about sexual healing. Please join me. Love to see you then. And much love making.